Yeah, let's turn on the mic. Okay, good day everybody. Um, my name is Richie. I'm doing I know this is an assignment, but I'm just trying to show you how to create the AWS IAM account. So this is a guide. In creating a guide for AWS IAM account, we must first know what an AWS IAM is. So an AWS IAM means Identity and Access Management. It is a web service that helps you securely control access to AWS resources. With IAM, you can manage permissions that control the AWS resources users can access. You can also use the IAM to control who's authenticated to sign and authorize and has permissions to use the resources. Okay, so I created a user called Galaxy in the AWS Management Console. I created credentials for the users. I also created I give the users permission to perform required tasks. I provided the user with the necessary signing informations, MFAs, and all that. This video is going to be brief. All I want to do is just to give you a breakdown with pictures showing you what I have done. So when you after creating your AWS account, you log in to AWS console and it takes you to this environment. At this environment, you can see it shows you your IAM dashboard. You go to the search page. There's a search page. You go there, search for IAM, so it brings you to this place, IAM dashboard. Use a screenshot of it, whereby you are mandated to change this. Where my cursor is, my mouse. Now this account alias for easy reference and identification to your users. So the next step we did was to I changed the, as you can see now in this other screenshot, it has changed. I changed that. I created an account alias and I call it RichieV85. And RichieV85 is actually the name of my account on AWS. So you can see here showing you the account ID, this number is showing that, it's showing this link. You can see that this link has changed to RichieV85. Before I changed it, in this screenshot you can see it was still showing this number HTTP 79352, but now it has changed. After I changed the alias to retrieve, I edited it, so now it's not showing HTTP. This is the link that your user would use to be able to sign in and create his or her own password in the IAM console. So from there you go to I created the username Galaxy. You go to users on that console, that AWS IAM console. You now see on the right hand side there's a floating bar there. You see they say create users. You created my username Galaxy. This is Galaxy. I use Galaxy anyway one of my emails. So on creating the Galaxy, it asked us then to specify what we want. So you see another box, dialog box coming up, which is we tell you specify a user in the data center which is recommended, or I want to create IAM user. So you click on the second one, which is I want to create an IAM user, in which it also asks you in most cases it's on a default mode, which is auto-generated password. You can create a custom password, but most of the time it just creates an auto-generated password, which you will still change later, because when your user is logging in, IAM will also prompt the user to create his or her password for security purpose. Then he said, okay, setting permissions, that are you adding your user to an existing group or creating a new one. That's okay. I'm adding my user to an existing group. You can give permissions directly, but in most cases it's advised that you give permission on a group level. So after doing that, it now successfully creates, it takes you to the next screenshot, the next page, which I screenshotted, which it says I have successfully created the user password and email instruction for signing in the AWS Management Console. So you can see here, this is the username Galaxy, which is the user I've assigned to my IAM account. Then these are the password. This is the default password because you clicked on auto generated, which I said is advisable, which is the default one that you're supposed to use. You can use a custom, but in most cases just use the default one, because at the end of the day you'll be prompted to change it when you are logging in. When your user is not logging in, like for example my username now is Galaxy, so Galaxy is going to log in. So yes, so after creating this default password and my user which is Galaxy, you can see here when my cursor is at download, there is a Excel sheet. The Excel sheet contains the user's name, which is Galaxy, the password, and also the link. This is the link in which your user is going to use to log in into the IAM account. So I will then log into the you can see here, I will then log into this. You open another browser page because I want to set up my Galaxy user for the IAM account. So I'll now log into the HTTP, which is this, to set up the Galaxy user, which takes us to here. As you can see that automatically when you use that link, it automatically says yes, this account belongs to Richie, because Richie is the one giving an access to Galaxy, which is a user, to be able to log in and perform tasks. So you can see here, you now impute from that your Excel sheet, you now impute the Galaxy, which is the name I created, the user I created or that I am, and also this is the default password that was given to us, in which you now prompted that okay, yes, you need a password reset. After you click sign in, it takes you to a password reset. Your password will be reset successfully. You can see your user sorry, your IAM user Galaxy password has been reset. But I told you that you are going to reset it, that the default was given, but at the point of registering the IAM user using that link that was also given, you are going to reset it, which is what I resetted it. So after resetting it, it takes you, look at it, let me go back. It says continue to sign in. You click on continue to sign in, that takes you to this other page. Also, I screenshotted each of the stages so that it will be easy for whoever wants to create their IAM user account. So you can see this is the screenshot of the page it takes us to. It says yes, you can see the Galaxy. This is Galaxy that is under Richie V85, which is the original owner of the AWS account. Galaxy is just a user I'm creating and I am for giving an access to. But right now I've not given him permission. I've not given Galaxy permission. So now it's not saying access denied for him to use any of the thing, because he has no permissions. Yeah, we go further. We now said okay, let us now assign an MFA. An MFA is a multi-factor authentication. We have to, why this thing has been there for security purpose, we want a situation whereby Galaxy will be able to on his own. I don't need to monitor Galaxy's work. It's just like what Engineer Smart said. I have a hotel, for example. In that hotel I have or I tell somebody, okay, I build a house or I build an hotel and I put cameras everywhere. So which means whatever the person is doing, I'll be seeing it, which is wrong. So what I'm going to do is that I'm giving the person his own access, creating an MFA, multi-factor authentication, for the person, in which the person will be able to log into this account. I get him a log into the IAM account of the Richie V85. He can be able to log in without me interfering in his or her work. I get him. So that's what I did. That's your assign an MFA. You can see it there. This is the original console. This is what Galaxy is going to be using to log in, so I wants to log in. This takes him to where you see the HTTP85. Then Galaxy now puts his name Galaxy and put his own password, which was created. But what we're trying to do is create an additional security feature, which is called MFA, multi-factor authentication, for Galaxy to be able to secure his login anytime he wants to log in and protect, his account. You can see after assigning, this is the user, this is Galaxy. I assigned an MFA for him, MSA device, and the MSA device we use most times the Google Authenticator. You see different things there. You see passcode, you see, but the preferable one as taught us, mentioned as smart, and which also makes it more easier, is the using the Google Authentication. And that Google Authentication, you download the Google Authentication from the Google Play Store, and you use your your scanner. There's a scan in your phone. There's a barcode scan. You used to scan this barcode. The code of you enter the first code from the virtual app. Wait for 30 seconds. Enter the second code. They get that prompts. Then you click add MFA. So when you add your MFA account, see it tells you that MFA as a device has been assigned for the user, for the IAM user. So that's it. Furthermore, we log in again into the URL. We log into that again to that URL to authenticate the MFA for the IAM user called Galaxy. As you can see, it prompts this, then we enter, we signed in. Okay. So now that stage is over. What we'll now go back to our main AWS IAM account to create. I told you that for the user, you open a separate browser to use for the user, where authenticating his own, setting up his own password and everything that has to do with it. But like for what I showed you in the screenshot above, he doesn't have permissions yet. So you now go back to your main Retrieve85, which is my main Retrieve85 IAM console, to now go and create 3 groups as instructed or as taught us by Engineer Smart. So we can create groups we have 3 groups created, which we have the admin group, the developers team, the admin team, developers team, and the DevOps team. Now all these teams have not been given permissions yet, and nobody has actually been added to each group. Like I said, if you keep on giving permissions, it is advisable to give permissions to a group rather than giving to an individual directly. You can give to a user directly, but it is better if you give to a group to perform specific tasks. So now we now added in our main console, we now added Galaxy. You can see one user has been added to what group? Have been added to the admin group. See it here. It has been added to the admin group. Then after you're added to the admin group, now we now need to give that group permissions to perform tasks. So you click on in that group, you see users, you see permissions, here access advice, so you click on permissions. So when clicking on permissions, it brings out, you click on, this is permissions, add permissions, where my cursor is here, add permissions. So you see add permissions, it brings up this thing. You can see there, brings up a floating menu. You add, you tick on what you want and you add. After you add it, you can see now it's showing defined the admin team. A user has been added to the admin team, and the admin team has given the permission. That is why it's not say defined. When it was like you see now the other groups here, which is developer team and the DevOps team, they have not, it's showing not defined because permissions have not been assigned to that group, but a permission has been assigned to the group. Remember, a brief summary, we've already added Galaxy, which is an IAM user, to the admin team. That's why I show you one. And also where it's defined, permissions have not been added. Whoever is in that group like Galaxy, they now have permission to perform tasks without the interference of the main host, which is Retrieve85. So we go further. You can see policies attached to the user group. Policies have been attached to the words user group. Okay, I think this video shows 2 times. policy has been assigned to the this is a duplicate screenshot. Okay, can remove that one. Okay, yes. So you see now, these are the permission policies. It shows that when you click on users, it shows that permission to policy has been given. A policy has been given to this group. You can see it's one. It's given to this group called the admin team, and the admin team has Galaxy as an IAM user to what? To effectively manage AWS resources. You know, those were the policies with it. There was a floating bar from the policy, so you pick whatever you want. Any instruction, any permission you want to give each of your users in their various groups. So after doing that, you can see that Galaxy now has, after doing that, you now go back to your other browser whereby Galaxy used to log in. You know, Galaxy is the name I assigned to my user. So whereby Galaxy log in, you know, previously it was showing that Galaxy did not have any permissions to function, but now it's now showing that yes, that Galaxy now has permissions to function. You can see now, Galaxy now 8 minutes ago, you can see it. Okay, so yeah, so that's it. So Galaxy now is the one created SecOps from his own end without coming to disturb me, Richie 85 on my own end. So Galaxy created on his own end. SecOps user was created by Galaxy. Galaxy can also assign permissions to this SecOps group. So that's a brief explanation on how you create your IAM AWS IAM account, user account. Thank you very much. God bless you.